Hello YouTube, and welcome to another episode of American Centennial. I'm your host Mike. Today we are walking at my favorite, you know where I'm at, Howland Park. I'm off work today, so we're gonna enjoy a nice day for a walk. We're gonna have a talk about what's going on. It sure is beautiful. It's cool. You know, it's a cool day. We were having like high 80s, 90-degree days. But today is much better. The time is about, let me look, oops, 8:30 in the morning. It's 8:25 to be exact. But I will tell you this, it's 60 degrees. And I can't believe it, because usually at this time it's already been muggy and warm. You can see the park is really nice already. There's places. I want to tell you about the arcade we're heading up to. And it's actually really nice. Pastimes Arcade.
Is it in the trunk or in the car?
In the front seat.
Oh, okay.
Which I am joining the Summer League, the competitive league. They have 3 different, what's the word I'm looking for in the league? What do you call that? Well, I wanted to say 3 different leagues. I guess you could call it that. 3 different factions maybe, or groups within. You know, they call it Summer League. So I guess there's 3 different leagues. I don't know. There's here are the restrooms, by the way, which are really nice. It says Wright Administration Building. I never knew that. I never knew it was like an administration building. Let's check this out, because I never have ever. I don't know if they have hours or if anybody ever works here. These papers are from 2007. They just talk about the rules of the park and stuff. You know, do this, do that. Don't roller skate, except on the blacktop walking part. Oh, okay. I mean, we could go over all those rules, but yeah, we're not doing that right now. Wow, it's fantastic out here. This morning is picture perfect. And it really is picture perfect. It's awesome. Not a cloud in the sky. Today might be a pool day. It is going to heat up to be about 80 degrees. You know, one thing I like about Howland Park, look at this. They have so many places to like relax, benches. So if your kid is involved in soccer here, you can have a seat and relax, you know? Or if you get winded from walking along the trail, look at that. They have more benches. So if you know, you're walking a little too much, say, oh, I need a breather, you can get one. So anyways, I was talking about this really cool place, Pastimes Arcade. Some of you probably seen the videos of it. I did a nice review on it. I did a couple videos there. And they're offering a summer league. That's what I was talking about. There's 3 different ones inside of the league. There is a competitive, which I opted to join. There is a non-competitive, which is like fun, you know, you join it and you're probably just trying for yourself, which that's what I'm doing in the competitive. I'm just being in the competitive one. I kind of got talked into it almost by Patrick, one of the managers there, because he made a good point. He said, I'm joining the competitive league because there's going to be like some better players there, and I want to learn off of them. When I think about it, it's like, well, that's why I'm doing a league too. Because I do have a membership, which having a membership, you can play unlimited there. Thursday through Sunday they're open. So now leagues are going to be on Wednesday, which is really good for me. I have like nothing really going on Wednesdays. I know it sounds, like, but I don't. So Wednesdays I usually spend just kind of catching up on all my house stuff, And of course the wife and I will catch up on some of our TV shows we like to watch. Match Me Abroad, 90 Day Fiance, and there's like 3 90 Day Fiancés going on right now. It's pretty crazy. But anyways, so I mean, other than that, I really don't have nothing going. So the league will give me something to kind of do fun, but also I've never been in, I was in a fantasy football league, but in my adult life, I've never really been in like a sports type thing. And I don't know if I would call this sports. I kind of would, because it is competitive at the same time. So I don't know how to, but it has to do with video games too. And I'm definitely a big fan of those. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So there's the competitive league, non-competitive league, and then there's a women's league. Now the competitive league is co-ed, so that's just everybody. You want to compete, you want the gold, the moolah, whatever, and he did mention that there are prizes in all the leagues, I believe. There is a $30 entry fee. Now this league lasts from like the beginning of, or the end of August, I think, through September and October. Excuse me, that's a couple months. But since I'm a member, now here's how it goes, like for the entry fees and stuff. There's a $30 entry fee in the morning. Why did I just say in the morning? Because I'm looking around, it was a morning. $30 entry fee initially for the whole season. Then, if you're a non-member of Pastimes Arcade, it's $10 a week. Now, a lot of this, I think, some of it, that $30 I think is for like operating fees or something like that. Or that might be the $10. I'm not sure. But one of the fees go towards, weekly cash prizes. I said cashly. That's a combination of cash and weekly. Cashly. I just coined that term, by the way. No, but seriously. So there's weekly prizes, and there's probably like a prize pool, for the very end, for like the top 3. I'm not sure exactly, but that's the rundown I got. So $30 initially to get in, and then after that, like $10 a session. So, but you don't have to pay the $10 if you're a member. I am a member. I'm not a lifetime member, but I do have a membership. Now, when I first joined and became a member, I really don't think the lifetime membership was available to me, which I'm kind of, I don't want to say bitter about, because I would have liked one. But I can always get one, maybe next time or down the road. Who knows? But excuse me, I just know that, like, I love this place so much. I love Pastimes Arcade, and I'm probably not going to stop going there, like, ever. As long as I'm in Trumbull County and where I'm at, or able to get to Pastimes Arcade, I'm never stopping going there. Because this place, to me, seems like it's going to be like a museum that brings people to Trumbull County. It's legitimately that cool. It's history, it's art, because believe it or not, pinball machines, they're art. They are art. You go there and look at them. Somebody designed all this. You can look at these circuit boards when they're opened up. Go look at them. They're all individually different, you know. I mean, unless it's the same machine. But every different game is different. It's just awesome. And it's not like a video game where you could program it and play it on a different machine. I mean, like an emulator where you can have 500 on one. Like you buy Nintendo, you know, and you get all these preloaded games. No. You have to have the separate pinball games to play it. You know, I can't explain it, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. They are truly a game of skill, too. There's different strategies to it. And you'd be able to see that playing. You know, I don't know the terminology yet for all this. And that's why I'm looking forward to playing the competitive league. Because there's going to be guys that really know what they're doing at pinball. And something I like to do when I play pinball is I like to, I don't know what it's called. I maybe I should like start Googling stuff. I call it catching. So like when a pinball drops onto your flipper, and you guys, I'm pretty sure, know what a flipper is. Helps, you know, when you're bouncing the ball, flicking your finger on that button on the side, that's the thing hitting the ball, that's a flipper. So I like to gently like stop it in an upward position, kind of catch the ball, so then I can release it slowly, have the ball drop on the flipper, and try to strategically shoot it upward, you know. But you can't do that all the time. Sometimes you gotta, I like to call it hammer hitting, which is just hard smacking it. As the ball drops, you hammer hit it back up. So those are a couple terms I made because I was never taught by anybody or classically trained by a pinball master. You know, I'm doing this myself. So, who knows? So, wish me luck in the Pinball League, which starts in August. I'll be doing that. You know, I will not be, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll not be doing videos of the competitive league because, out of respect for the other competitors, you know, somebody's having a bad day. I don't want to show them on there having a bad day. And when things get competitive, I know in fantasy football, sometimes there is some possible trash talking. Now, I don't see people trash talking here. That's not cool. And I'm sure there's rules of conduct and everything like that. And I didn't go over them. I should have, but I didn't. But I'm genuine, you know, I'm going to be respectful regardless. I'm not looking to go in here, talk trash to people. I mean, some people you need to tell these things to. I don't want to act like, oh, I'm perfect or holier than thou or nothing like that, but I'm not going in with that mind frame or anything like that to talk trash. I have fantasy football for that, which that is also coming up. I wasn't going to do it this year because I'm not that good at football. Like, I don't know anything about it. But at the same time, I made the playoffs last year. And so I won all my money back. Stuff like that. So I figured, why not? Maybe I will. My buddies kind of begged me to be back in it at work, and I wasn't necessarily going to join because I was second guessing myself. And I said, well, so much happens in football, like nobody can predict it. There's a lot of luck involved, believe it or not, in fantasy football. And I'm seeing that because how's a guy like me go deep into the season, make the playoffs, when I genuinely, how do I say this without beating myself up too badly? I'm really ignorant. And ignorant's not necessarily a bad word. It just means you don't know what you're doing in that subject. So I'm not saying ignorant negatively right now. I'm using the word like, you know, I'm just uneducated on that subject. So, and do I have a drive to excel or get better at it? No, I don't. It's just not my thing. But I still like playing because of the camaraderie and the fun. And there is a level of trash talking involved in that fantasy football with my friends, but at the same time, it's all in good fun, and we all really do love each other, respect each other at the end of the day. It's a really good, solid group of guys. So, I mean, I'll get involved. I'll probably do it. Why not? So it's fun to be involved in things like that. So I'll be doing fantasy football with the guys. Fantasy league. I have the pinball league, which I'm most looking forward to. That's going to be on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock at Pastime Arcade. If you are interested, let me know. I'll help you out to get you on the path to getting registered and stuff. Oh, wow. That was a good shot this guy just had. But I can help you get registered for, go on pastimesarcade.com. I believe that's the site. Or you could do it in person at the actual Pastimes Arcade, which is what I did. But like I said, I'm a member, so I go there quite a bit. I probably would recommend, if you're gonna do this, I would recommend probably getting like a 2-month membership, or 3-month, I'm sorry. I think they go 1, 3, 6, year, and lifetime. I think those are the levels of memberships. But, because then you won't have to pay that $10 a session fee. But you'll be able to also go unlimited Thursday through Sunday. So you can only also get your pinball practice in. Now and this place has like 500 games, I think. Pinball alone, like, it's crazy. They also have arcade cabinets, from 80s, 90s, 2000s. All the games like Pac-Man, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, all that kind of stuff. Even the shooting games, Area 51, stuff like that. So it's pretty great. One really cool thing they have, and I tried them. The milkshakes are great. They have a concession stand with candy. Excuse me. I would call it more of a treat stand because there's no hot foods there yet. I'm guessing in the future. I wouldn't doubt it. It definitely has the capabilities of having hot foods. But they have all kinds of candy and chips and drinks and handmade milkshakes, which are really good. Chocolate's great. You can't go wrong with a chocolate shake, My daughter's a big fan of strawberry. And also, on the weekends, I believe Fridays or something like that is the night to where they usually have food trucks. And that's pretty cool. They'll have a unique food truck come and visit. The area in the parking lot. Now, I just wonder, because I have a feeling like in the future, they will be able to have multiple food trucks there. And you'll be able to go there, and it'll be like a carnival atmosphere. That's what I envision that parking lot being, and I wouldn't doubt if that's what it turns into. Because this place it's awesome. you know, and during the hours when I drive past that I can't actually physically go, because usually if I head that way, that's why I'm going. But sometimes I drive through that part of town anyways, and I happen to drive past it, but I'll see all the cars. It always has cars. Like, there's always a bunch of people there. I mean, it's a really cool place, you know, really family oriented. So that's what I have to say on that matter. Such a nice day for a walk. Really is. Usually I'm feeling a lot more energetic and perky and spunky, you know, for my walk. And today I'm a bit winded. And I'm embarrassed to say, but I have to be honest why I am. Because I'm the one who brought it up. So I brought it up. Might as well talk about it, I guess. But I've been on a streak where I was eating so healthy, so good. You know, I shed some weight. I might have shed too much too fast, honestly. But anyways, with all these festivals and stuff, I really kind of overdid it. You know, and that's easy to do. Because I was at my favorite Italian festival this weekend, which I'd like to tell you about that. That is the Our Lady of Mt Carmel in Youngstown. And that festival is definitely my favorite. The Our Lady of Mt Carmel in Youngstown. The church is beautiful. The food is just wow. I think the name of the place is Fusilio's, and they have like they do a lot of the catering there, but they have a lot of different food trucks too. And I got a few different places, and we'll just say this. I don't even know if I want to tell you. Yeah, I might as well. Okay, so this one place called Bogey's. Bogey's is a restaurant, a bar / restaurant. I believe in like Struthers or Camel, something like that, out that way. And they had a stand there, and oh my goodness, they had a brajol sandwich, and the brajol sandwich was just amazing. And if you don't know what brajol is, it's like slow cooked beef, you know, and it's usually wrapped around some stuffing. Oh, it's just a beef, you know, in the sauce, in Italian, like spaghetti sauce or marinara, whatever. Well, when the sauce has brajol cooking into it, it's not marinara sauce anymore. Then it turns into like a meat sauce. But, so this brajol sandwich was awesome. We also had cavatellis. The cavatelli was so good. Little Emily had 2 bowls of it. The inside was really nice. They had a lot of desserts, especially the cannolis were great. We ended up getting a cookie platter, and that was actually a huge cookie platter, and they're homemade. Like all the desserts there were homemade at the inside of the cafeteria. One of our favorite things we do at that festival, we are back here. We did a full loop. Maybe we'll do one more. I'm gonna do more, but one more together. So, one of our favorite things to do at the Mt Carmel Festival is the Chinese auction and Chinese raffle, I think they call it, or Chinese auction. But if anybody doesn't know what that is, you buy tickets. God, what are those called? Chinese raffles or Chinese auctions? Okay, anyways. there's all these baskets donated by people and businesses, and they're beautiful. And this festival happens to have a ton of them. Now, this is like in the church's hall, you know, like their event hall or whatever you call it, banquet hall. And there's a room there where it's just loaded with these baskets. It has the most baskets you'll see at any festival, honestly. I'm gonna say about minimum 150 baskets, maybe even 200 of these baskets. And you buy your raffle tickets, and whatever basket you like, there's a little jar right next to it, and you put it in. And then they pick tickets after the festival's over. In each jar, they'll go in and pull a name, and if the ticket you have, you win. We seem to get lucky every year, Terry, Emily, and myself. The very first year we did it, we won 4 of these baskets. Because of the, you know, the pandemic last couple years, it was like shut down or whatever, and we weren't able to go. But it's back and running, and we're excited because every year, the one year we won 4. I think the worst year we've only won 1. And then the very last time we won 2. And these baskets range, I've seemed to always get one that, I swear I always get one that has like Italian stuff in it. And it's like, I don't even need it. I don't know why. Well, and by Italian stuff, I mean like dry pasta and sauce, you know, and it'll have like Italian cookies and stuff like that. We have won some good ones. Terry got like a spa, like a day spa thing, where she was able to go to get a massage and stuff like that. That was a really cool one. We got a movie night one, which was great, where we got like 4 free tickets to go see a movie at Regal Cinemas, I think, plus a bunch of treats were inside of it too. Like a ton of them, like microwave popcorn. There was a really cool like popcorn tin type thing. It wasn't like it was like a plastic thing. It's hard to describe, but it looks like one of those popcorn bags, but it was plastic. It was pretty cool. And then there was like a lot of chocolate. I remember Junior Mints and Milk Duds being in there. I really can't eat Milk Duds because they pull out my fillings. The same with one of my favorite candies of all time, Dots. I had to retire from eating my favorite candy, and that was horrible. But they literally pulled my crown out twice, and I had to come clean with my dentist to tell him I won't stop eating Dots. And he said, well, you know, it's either that or, you know, the latter, which is like what, $700, $1,000. So what are you gonna do? So, you know, that'll give you a rude awakening. And this final thing I wanted to talk about that was interesting, that was really fun, was we went to an event at the Eastwood Scrappers Field called Wrestling Under the Stars. And I'll tell you what, it was a blast. Now, I got tickets for this place. They were free because I bought merchandise at Time Capsule Toys, which is, you know, my favorite local place to buy memorabilia for wrestling or whatever. And the deal was you bought X amount of dollars in merchandise, which was not a lot. You get free wrestling tickets. Now, I kind of wanted to go to this wrestling show, you know, because Ron Simmons was going to be there, and Billy Gunn. And Billy Gunn just retired from AEW. I really wanted to see him. And Ron Simmons is like a legend, so I really wanted to see him too. And there's stuff I really wanted at Time Capsule Toys anyways. And these tickets for the show were $28 to $80 a pop. So I'm like, wow, I'm gonna buy this stuff anyways, or I wanted to. This is just incentive. Now I can have a night out with my family. You know, you're really killing two birds with one stone. It just made sense. So I did it. I bought this AWA wrestling ring for my loose figures, and it fits perfectly in my display case. And that's the thing, I wouldn't have got it if it didn't fit perfectly in my display case, because I'd really have nowhere for it. But since it fits in my display case, and it's just like, number one, it's like a rare piece. It's genuine. It's vintage. You know, and the AWA Wrestling League was where a lot of guys came from. I mean, and I never knew they ever made toys for it or anything. That blew me away. I'm like, whoa. Excuse me. I'm still walking off all that cavatelli I ate and the food, the Brajol sandwich, like I was going into. I never finished telling you what I went into. But one more thing I ate too were these things called Italian egg rolls, which, you know, had the outer shell of an egg roll, but it was just filled with mozzarella cheese, like greens, like spinach or whatever, and garlic. Oh man, it was so good. Whew. And I ate a lot of Italian cookies, so I'm paying for it hardcore today. I never get winded from walking, but I am. Especially my line of work, you know, I'm a mailman. I do a lot of walking, but whew, come on, Mike. This is like, you know, like my second mile or whatever. It's not good. But anyways, we're talking now about Wrestling Under the Stars, and I told you how I got the tickets. So I bought this old vintage wrestling ring. I got my tickets. We went to the show. Had a blast. I was nervous to ask my wife, you know, I'm like, she's not going to want to see wrestling, because I haven't seen a live wrestling show in a really long time myself. And I know that like WWE and AEW are, you know, fun, exciting. And I would think that they're kind of family friendly. I do. When I watch it, I see kids in the audience. They really don't do anything that bad, because I know there are some wrestling promotions that, like, I wouldn't want to go myself. They're just like ultra violent, and you know, I'm all about like the sport and fun, and I'm not about the really you know, gruesome or graphic type wrestling or violence and swearing and all that. No, I just like the good old stuff, you know, taking it as it is, as a sport, or having fun, and because it's performance at the end of the day. It's meant for entertainment. You know, I want to be left feeling good, not like, oh geez, you know, that was whatever. Nah, I don't like that kind of thing. But so I asked my wife, and my friend came with us, my buddy Shane. Oh, we had such a great time. I'm never gonna miss a Wrestling Under the Stars again. It was so funny. There were some great wrestlers. This guy, I think his name was Brent Ryan Gosling, BRG, the notorious BRG, he calls himself. You know, a little play on notorious BIG, or the notorious RBG. Well, he was a notorious BRG. And he dyed his hair like Ryan Gosling, you know, like the Ken doll. And he was so funny. This guy, oh man, I've only seen him once. Never heard of him. You know, because I guess this wrestling promotion is the NEW, the Northeast Wrestling, maybe. And he's one of the champions in it. And it was a blast. The sense of humor, you know, because he was a heel. And heels, if you don't know, they're the bad guys in wrestling. There's the baby face. They're known as the face or baby face. And that's the good guy, like a Hulk Hogan, you know, your traditional guy that everybody loves. How could you not? And then there's the heel, which is, you know, the guy who's just detestable, you know, he's just an unsavory bad dude. And those are the heels, you know. But man, he's a heel, but he does it so well that, like, you can't help but not love the guy. He was so funny, but you know, you're still booing, even though I wanted to cheer so bad, but you got to go along with it because that's part of the game, that's part of the art, you know. And ultimately, that's what the performer loves. That's what they thrive for, is to get their boos and their yays. And when the whole crowd's doing it, it's even funner. And it was really fun because behind us there was, like, you know, some kids that were probably 10 or 11, and they were heckling, you know, and it was just cute hearing that. They're yelling at the guys and the stuff they say, like, oh, your hot dog water, you know, and all these cracks they're throwing out at the wrestlers. It was funny. So Wrestling Under the Stars, actually, a few years ago, that they get really big people that come in. They had Cody Rhodes there, and he is huge. He's probably going to be the next champion someday of WWE. I have a feeling. Maybe I'm wrong, but you never know. I had the opportunity to see Brian Pillman Jr. That was great. He came out to some, what was that? Wild Side. Dun, 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 dun. Is that Poison or Motley Crue? Wild Side. I don't know. It's one or the other, I believe. It's a cool song. I think it's Motley Crue. I do. I should know this. I pride myself on 80s music knowledge and trivia, so I should really know that. But this wrestling event was so fun that my wife, I mean, my heart just swelled with joy. I felt like the Grinch when he had a little heart, and it just gets big again. It's like, man, I did something great. I think she liked it, you know? Because honestly, you know, wrestling, it takes, usually you think like, it's for guys, and, you know, but it's not. It's entertainment. It's for everybody. She liked it just for the reason I do, you know, the entertainment value, the hilarity of, the absurdity, I should say, of the situations of these wrestlers. The one guy kept jumping out of the ring to kiss his girlfriend, which I thought was hilarious from a wrestler. You know, every 5 minutes he'd get punched or something, so then he'd jump out of the ring and, like, kiss his girlfriend, you know, and everybody would start booing. Everybody would have a comment to make about it, you know, get a room, or you're a wimp, or, you know, something like that. And of course, at the end, you know, the good guy beat him because he was a bad guy. The good guy beat him, and he did something which back in the 80s, everybody would have cheered for. He ran and picked up the guy's girlfriend, you know, and kind of like stole her away. Like, she's with the good guy now. And she was like kicking and screaming, you know, and then he let her down and she ran back to the bad guy. But when you think about it, that's not an acceptable behavior to do that. However, back in the 80s, you know, if Macho Man or Hogan would have ran over and grabbed the bad guy's girl, I think Stone Cold might have did that too, with Deborah, if I'm not mistaken, off Jeff Jarrett. But he that was his wife too, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, all I'm saying is, like, that behavior is not acceptable to where you could just run up and grab somebody's girl and, like, take her away. Like, that's a problem, you know. Serious problem. But regardless, he put her back down. She ran away. You know, it was just an observation I made. Like, man, how times have changed, and, you know, things are most definitely different, as they should be in that aspect. You can't just go grabbing people. But overall, the show the hilarity of it. The Acclaimed was there. I got to see Billy Gunn. I didn't get an autograph or anything of him. The line was way too long. And for what time we got there at like 4:30. The doors opened at 3. We got there 4:30. Show started at 5. We wouldn't have time to do the things we wanted. And of course, I overate there too. I ate. Excuse me. See, this is what happens when you have an excess in carbs in your body. Like, you will feel it the next day. You'll feel it maybe for a while until you get right. And I will eat right today and this week. I had fun on the weekend, a little too much. I had my wife and I, she'll have to get in line too, because I'm sure she's feeling like this. We had pizza. We had a bucket of French fries. When I say a bucket, that's what it is. It's a bucket. You say, I want a bucket of fries. That's exactly what they give you. And I loaded on the malt vinegar, which I never do. She goes, why are you doing that? You never do this. And honestly, I don't mind salt and vinegar chips, so I figured I'll give it a try on French fries, because I know that my wife loves them. And I wanted it to be a good experience for her, because I'm dragging her to wrestling. But I ended up finding out I wasn't dragging her. She did it for me. But she ended up liking it. And I did the same thing with the French fries. I complain about vinegar fries all the time, how bad they smell, because I don't like the smell. But I love the taste. They were really good. So and my point is, I did that for her. But I ended up liking that too. So we both did something for each other, and we found out we both really like it. Because from now on, when I go with her, I will put the malt vinegar on the fries. They were great. Malt vinegar, salt, ketchup. Man, that was great. So I ended up finding out something I like, because I tried something new. And she said she wants to be, if wrestling comes around, she wants to go to wrestling matches now. I'm like, are you kidding me? She's like, no, this was so much fun. And I was just like, wow, because I haven't been one forever either. And actually, the Wrestling Under the Stars was very family friendly. There were a lot of kids there. And the performance had no cussing or really inappropriate things. The funniest thing there, which I don't even consider that inappropriate, it was just super funny. In the first match, one of the wrestlers picked up the other guy and put him over his knee, and he was spanking him. And everybody was laughing. It was genuinely funny. So, yeah. Now, the final thing is, once a year, the Scrappers turn their team, I'm not going to say turn them into, but they call themselves, instead of Mahoning Valley Scrappers, they'll call themselves the Mahoning Valley Peppers and Oil. And the reason they do that is because this region where we live, here in Youngstown, the Mahoning Valley, I should say, which is Warren, Youngstown area, has a huge Italian-American, what's the word I'm trying to say? Population. Like, a lot of people immigrated here in this area, specifically from Italy. I mean, we also have a lot of Greek people. It's a very big cornucopia, Youngstown. It is. It's a wonderful place, but we have a lot of everything. But specifically, there's a lot of Italians, and there's a lot of Italian restaurants around. And they have the Peppers and Oil competition. And that is tonight, I believe, at the Scrappers Field. I think. So that's why they call the team the Hot Peppers and Oil. Because I think at the stadium, they have the competition there. But I'm looking to get, maybe, if I can, like a commemorative t-shirt, Peppers and Oil shirt. I'd love to have a shirt. This is Mahoning Valley Peppers and Oil. Because it's only once a year, That's what they call the team. I think it's hilarious. I never knew about this. But my friend told me, yeah, it's a thing. My daughter's super excited. She thinks it's hilarious that they call the team peppers and oil. I will admit, I love hot peppers and oil myself. Will I have some? Oh yeah, probably. Especially if I have some nice Italian bread to go with it. That's the thing, I can't just eat peppers and oil on crackers. I have to have bread or like mix them into pasta. I've seen people just eat them out of a jar straight up, and I just can't do that. I have to do it on bread or on pasta, because that's just me. But I can never do them straight up, really. And I don't really enjoy them on crackers with cheese like some people do. Charcuterie board type thing. I'm not even a charcuterie board fan. I don't know why I just said that. I kind of am. But I guess it depends what's on it. I don't necessarily think nuts belong on a charcuterie board, but it's just me. I'm more of a meat and cheese guy and like different kinds of bread. Well, we've done 2 laps completely around. My shoelace just came untied. What is it? There's a truck here in the park. What is he doing? Where is he going? Good question. Let's just take a second to look around. We walked around this twice today, guys. We did 2 full laps. Of all that, we walked around. And this goes back far, by the way. See that? We were walking in them trees way back there. That's when it got dark. So thanks for tuning in today on this beautiful, beautiful morning. I hope you get a nice walk yourself somewhere if you're able to, if the weather's nice or if you're feeling up to it, because it sure does feel rejuvenating. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with me. It was great. I'm gonna go get some more, and I'm getting ready for the hot peppers and oil game tonight. Maybe I'll even have some of that for you. So thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned and have a good one.